I can hear that, by the way.
Oh, all right, cool.
And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cover Band Confidential Podcast, the podcast for cover band musicians and band leaders to learn how to rock more and suck less. Here in Atlanta, Georgia, I am Adam Johnson.
In Greensboro, North Carolina, I'm Dan Ray.
So we're doing, people were talking about doing a live stream while we're doing the actual recording. So that is what we are doing now.
Yep.
We will do our best not to get too far off course, but we figured we'd clue some people into how this whole thing goes down.
Yep.
From the get-go. How's your week been, man?
Oh, so this week I am at a conference that was supposed to be in New Orleans, but it's not. It's not. So it's right here instead. It's all virtual.
Are you at the conference?
I mean, if you looked at what I'm doing all day, it's not my job, my normal job. It's the job I do at a conference.
Okay.
Sessions and whatnot. And I presented this morning virtually, which was nerve-wracking. I'm usually a real good presenter, but doing it this way kind of stressed me out. But it's done. It's all done. It's all good. It's all done. So,
did you wear pants?
No, I did not wear
nice
pants. I wore this shirt, so I kind of look like I'm official.
Yep.
Did not wear pants.
Yeah, I mean, that is the unfortunate thing about this being a visual medium. I am basically wearing like a tank top and a hoodie. But that's my brand, you know.
Exactly.
I embrace it.
No, that's what you wear on stage.
I mean, yeah, all the time. If I was doing, sound checks, maybe.
Yeah.
So, well, that's good. The presentation went well, I guess. Then?
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. We got through it. Got some good feedback. It was all fine. Yep. And then, as we were talking tonight about starting to record, there is suddenly music happening in my front yard, and I look out, and it's a local guy who's a blues dude, Corey Luchin, who's fantastic, and his sax player playing a concert on the next door front porch, which is a bed and breakfast, and they do a Wednesday takeaway pizza thing. They have a pizza stove in their kitchen.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, it was all good, and they sounded good, but having them be all snuggled up next to each other on the porch made me really uncomfortable. So
yeah. I had a weird situation. Like my entire extended family, like my brothers and their spouses and their kids all wanted to get together at like a farm close by. And we didn't go.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I live in Georgia and we are not necessarily getting a whole lot of good press right now about that whole situation. Whatever, we will continue to be sheltering in place.
Yeah.
On another note, what you got? You got anything good?
Beverage wise?
Yeah.
Oh, well, what I have here is an Odin Brewing Tempest in a Tulip double Northeast IPA. Tempest in a Tulip. And so Odin Brewing are buddies of mine, and I played there a lot, and hope to again someday.
So I'm drinking a Scofflaw Hooligan IPA.
Nice.
I don't know if it's not a double, but it is 7% ABV, so it might as well be.
It's practically a double.
Yeah.
Schulte's commenting on the live stream.
Oh.
Sup, my dudes, he says.
He's just mad because he ain't in it.
I know. Salty.
Such a dingus.
Salty dog.
Love you.
Yes, indeed. What about you? What you been up to this week?
Well, I'm just doing the damn thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's starting. I basically have, and it very inconveniently seems to line up with the nights that we record, where you just have a day where you just like you're kind of done with being in the same house with with everybody.
Fully.
And it sucks because I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to be completely just like with it, like out of bandwidth. But that happened again. And it happens again, like once a week, and almost like clockwork. It's the night that we do this recording. So
it's tough.
It's frustrating and definitely not I'm not being my best self. I woke up this morning and did my yoga and went for a walk and like did as many self-care things that I could do. But at the end of the day, the literal end of the day, I was out. I was out of juice.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, I get it. I've been listening to talks about real estate data standards for 2 days now.
I can't imagine how that could ever get
I
old
mean,
in any way.
it's a super nerdy topic about which I am super nerdy, and so I do enjoy it. But these are a bunch of uber nerds. Their nerdery is they're just head and shoulders above me in the
Yeah.
nerd front, and so yes, it can get quite dry.
For one of the cool things, at least with my job, is that it does kind of like dovetail into the kind of stuff that we're doing. Um, I was a part of another Zoom call um, about some features that we'll be adding that might actually make the software that like that we make appealing to musicians who are doing what we're doing right now.
Yeah, cool.
I can't,
It's
I
not.
won't go further than that.
Yeah, it's not yours to talk about.
But we're talking about some stuff, and there should be a beta out this week that we can start, seeing what it can do.
That's
So
cool. I was looking at
that's exciting.
I was looking at Pro Presenter for some. I mean, just things across the bottom of the screen and whatnot, and it looked pretty nice. And it has a free trial version that looks pretty full
Yep.
featured.
It's completely full. Like it's the exact same program. The demo version that you get off of our website has a watermark on the output. That's the only difference.
Gotcha.
But we're also, I don't know if it's still happening, but there's a 2-week free trial that you can apply for, just to remove that watermark to see if it's, worth your while. If you're going to like, do it to it for real.
Yeah,
So
that's good. That's good.
but yeah, other than that, I mean, I'm working. We tried changing the schedule. We tried, Amber and I tried changing positions. Like she sat where I normally sit and I sat where she sat.
I was
Thinking that maybe
with that, but I decided not to.
I was basically trying to like keep the kids away from her during the day.
Oh, crucial.
It was an abject failure. They just don't care.
No, they don't. I'm with you on this.
Listen, Dan, you are not mommy.
I'm not.
You never will be.
No matter what I try.
You bum. Other than that, things are great. Never better.
Never better.
So let's move on into the next section of this show, which is Gear Talk.
Gear Talk.
Gear Talk.
So those of you who are watching us with your own 2 eyes may be aware and have watched us before, such that you could notice changes in things that are set up for us.
Yep.
May be noticing some new stuff on the screen with you. And those of you listening, if you have better ears than me, you might be hearing changes. You might not. Hard to know.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a trial run
for sure
of your situation. So
for sure,
we'll see how it ends up.
For sure. So we are both now recording through the Shure SM7Bs.
Ta-da!
They are. It's nice. It's really nice. I will tell you, the best part of this rig that I got set up is the Rode Pro 1 boom. This boom is incredible. I can put this thing anywhere I want it. It stays dead put. There's like no. My old one, I had to torque the screws to make it stay put, and this one is just balanced and it's just exquisite. I can just it just does exactly what I want. It's so nice.
We were being super nerdy looking up booms and stuff the other day.
Famous video,
I was like, what are the ones that Joe Rogan uses?
Yeah, Joe Rogan's boom costs $400 and has internal wiring and stuff. That's more than I need. This has came with some very good Velcro to attach the cable to it, and that works just fine. So
very cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
Well, in anticipation of you getting new gear and me being an insecure person, I also purchased a bit more stuff. Today, this is a trial run. I'm actually running the SM7 through my Behringer XR16 as kind of an inline preamp.
Yep.
There's also some light EQ compression and gating going on in anticipation of a product that, like, all things, when you need it, it will show up the next day. So we're recording this on Wednesday. I got an update that it will be here Thursday. I purchased what they call a Soyuz the Launcher.
The Launcher.
The Launcher is it's very similar to what you're using. I'm assuming you've got a cloud lifter in front of your interface.
I do.
And the why don't you tell people what a cloud lifter does?
So this mic is very good and very sensitive and very nice and has quite low signal output. And so to make it anywhere decent, you have to put it through an inline preamp. And there are several on the market, but the one that is sort of the standard is a thing called the Cloud Lifter, and it is
Yep.
its claim to fame is that it gives you 26 dB or something of totally clean, uncolored boost, and it gives you just pure signal boost with no noise, and it's good. And so, in fact, I'm running it into my new Focusrite Scarlett 4i4 interface, and my gain knob on that is at about 1 o'clock, and it's all quite happy.
Nice.
We'll see what it sounds like when I listen back to the recording of this, but in my in-ears, it
Yeah.
sounds very nice. And yeah, I think it's all happy.
Well, and for the audio nerds, so are you pushing phantom power into the cloud lifter, and then that's lifting and that's boosting the signal, or is it just straight in?
No, it's phantom powered.
Got it.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you're shooting phantom power from the interface to the cloud lifter,
Hmm.
and then the cloud lifter is going passively from the cloud lifter to the mic.
I believe that's true. Yes.
Yeah, just making sure.
Yes.
So what I got, um, the launcher by Soyuz is kind of the opposite, but also the exact same thing that you got. The premise of the Soyuz product is that it does color the signal, but in like a funky console mojo kind of way. Um, and I just figured it was just an interesting take on the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a relatively new product. Actually, I had to like hit up a bunch of places to find one that was in stock.
Mm.
Um, and I figure if it works great, then that's fine. And if not, I'll just turn around and resell it because again, they're kind of hard to come by.
In terms of input coloring, the Focusrite Scarlett has this air function that makes it
Yep.
emulate one of their vintage preamps. I actually have
Hmm.
it on. It happens that I have the Focusrite control app open right now. So here I am with the air turned on, and here I am with it turned off.
Yeah, just like a little bit of
A
sizzle,
little bit of some, little bit of
a
the hair is
little
back
less
on. Gives
low
me a
end.
little bit more, yeah, a little sizzle, a little something crisp happening with it turned on. Right now it's turned on, and now it's turned off, and now it's turned on. Right, so I can hear it. I can hear a little difference.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, yeah, I think I like it.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see how the Soyuz goes. This was kind of like my attempt at seeing if I could put off buying a new interface because I feel like that's probably in the cards.
Yeah,
Looking at a couple options at the moment, but not really feeling the price point. So I figured I'd give this a shot. I got a good deal off of retail for that particular unit. I'll give it a shot, and I've got a couple things coming up that we'll talk about in just a second that I'm eager to try it out on.
cool.
So yeah, the other big gear thing is for those of you who are in the Helix realm. The 2.9 firmware was released this week,
And let me tell you something
and
I'm really proud of them about.
yeah,
They have this bad habit of like announcing, "Oh, the new firmware is coming soon," and then the all of the socials just implode around them, and for the next month, it's like, "Oh, when's it cut?" All of a sudden, everyone's teased and all worked up, and this one
yeah,
dropped out of nowhere, which is
yeah.
really, it's exactly how you should do it. It's perfect.
Well, I know that's got to be challenging for them because like their California shelter in place, like they are down to an absolute skeleton crew.
Hmm.
But it rolled out, and that was I think the big thing that a lot of people were really happy about was how easily the firmware update went.
Yeah.
Um, Past ones have been kind of challenging. This one was not. For those of you who don't know what this is about, so the Helix platform falls across all different levels of hardware. So you've got the full blown Helix floor units and the racks, the HX Stomp, and then Helix Native, which is their plug-in version of that. All of those got updated this week. Um, the big updates were mostly like usability kind of stuff. It
Hmm.
wasn't like a bunch of new amps and a bunch of new pedals that were added. It was mostly interface functionality kind of
But
things.
some good ones. I mean,
Um,
they brought a
yep,
whole new kind of flexibility to button layout, to stomp
yep.
pedal layout, and yeah, some really good stuff happened in it.
Yeah, the things that I noticed, I updated my HX Stomp to the new firmware. It now has little blinkies on either side of the signal chain that tell you kind of the how hot it is going in and going out.
Yep.
The Stomp doesn't get the meters that the Helix does.
Hmm.
And right now, I was telling him before we went live that I'm staring at my Helix right now and going, I probably should have updated that while I was down here getting set up. But depending on how this conversation goes and how long it goes, maybe I'll do that when we get done.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
And then the two big the big things that got added that people were really stoked on. were the Rev purple channel
Hmm.
and the Legacy drive, which is the Steve Vai Legacy distortion pedal. If you follow us on Instagram or in the Facebook group, I did post a little video of me playing through it just to kind of see what it sounded like.
It's pretty tasty.
Um, Sounded pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of people are posting some really good stuff from it.
And then me also.
Also, including you.
No, not including
Oh,
me, but
people are
also me.
posting good stuff, and then you posted stuff. I
Yes,
get it.
exactly.
I get it. I get it. I get it. Very nice. Listen, let's take just a half a sec to shout out to the people who have been commenting in the live stream here. Dave Snow, good to see you. Doug McPherson would like to see what the special is behind you.
Oh, let me lean over this way.
It's the life of the parsley burger. Not the best pun that I've seen them do.
No.
He also points out the only thing worse than a mic nerd is a mic stand nerd. And he's not wrong about that. Crystal Mang's thing about getting a Scarlett, and I've had mine less than a week, but I like it. There's a lot to learn about it. The loopback stuff is useful, but leaving it on accidentally will get you unpredictable results when signal shows up back in the input that you didn't mean to be. And Ben Ivy says the preamp signal gain is, there's like a hang loose.
Is hang loose.
Yeah, for the SM7B. Also, nice job, bros. So that's the chatter on the live stream just at the moment.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too. Very cool. This is all very exciting.
It is.
But yeah, as far as those of you who haven't gone down the Helix update ramp, some people were having a hard time. I didn't run into any issues. If you're remotely curious about it, I'd say it's worth it.
Sure.
Lots of new toys. One of the things that I really like is that it was doing that weird like 1A, 1B, whatever, gone.
Oh.
0 to 125.
Oh, nice.
That's the new move. The other new move is that the impulse responses are now tied to the file name and not the number.
Right.
So you don't have to have, whatever special IR that you've got in slot 14 anymore.
Yeah,
it's just going to find it.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, big wins. All big wins all around.
Plus, if I share a patch with you that uses a custom IR and we both have it, we don't have to sync up the order of our IRs in them. It just works. It'll just work.
Exactly. But we don't share presets, do we?
We never have.
I'm sure we could.
I don't know what that's
if
about.
we were smart, we would like come up with like some branded ones and like sell them. Or...
If we were smart, why aren't we smart?
We're just not. I don't know what to tell you.
Born that way. Well, so it goes. So it goes. Hey, back to microphones for a sec.
Yes.
The on the butt end of this microphone of both of ours, there are two little switchies. Yeah. Here, just for those of you watching at home, two little switchies. And one of them, the one on the left, sets a low cut on the mic.
Yep.
And the one on the right sets a mid boost. And I have opted to go ahead and set those both, the low cut and the mid boost. And I think I like them. But it's, again, something to experiment with this mic. Something I'm messing with. You have I can see from here, the low cut, but not the mid boost on.
Yeah, I literally haven't touched it since it showed up in my
There's so much stuff to fiddle with, and I often feel like I don't have the ears to really distinguish what's good.
I mean, even if I did, I don't know. Maybe I'll switch it next week and like everything change. I mean, a positive note, I was worried that like you wouldn't sound like you anymore. You totally do.
Sound like me.
I'm not 100%.
I mean, there's a philosophical problem there, if
sure.
Who am I? If
maybe
I'm not what
but maybe that is in effect the issue, that you still sound like you.
That could be I'm looking for that mic that's going to get me out of, Penn Jillette territory.
Whatever this is.
Whatever this is. Yeah.
Well,
cool.
Very good. Can't say enough nice things about new gear. If you have any new gear, you've been looking at stuff, some people are spending their Trump checks on that.
You have to call it that.
Leave a comment or shoot us an email. Speaking of emails and a couple things that happened over the past week, we were talking about money and that kind of thing. We got a really lovely email from one of our listeners that basically said, hey, you know what? I really like what you guys are doing, but I'm not really feeling the whole idea of having of signing up for Patreon where money's just coming out every month.
I get it.
What can we, do you have anything any options, any alternative options. So we talked about it and opted to go ahead and create a PayPal account for anybody who doesn't want to necessarily do that, but maybe want to, shoot us some beer money or whatever. And you can do that on PayPal under CB Confidential. It's another one of those where it's like it's not, they don't have enough thingies, and it was either cover band confid like Twitter or something confidential. It made more sense. So paypal.me slash cover band CB confidential. Sorry. Um, so just something, just to throw that out there. We don't need your money,
Nope.
but if you like what you hear, or you're appreciating the increase in production value, you know,
'Cause that's
you can
not
throw us a
cheap.
couple of bones.
That's not cheap. Not
No,
that we're doing it. No, I'm happy to. It's fine. It's fine. I realized sometime back that, um, you know, in a lot of rooms I play, I am probably among the higher paid people in the room in my day gig. And do I need that guy's $2 in my tip jar? I don't. I don't. I don't. But I came to realize that not having a tip jar out for him to put that money into actually doesn't work for him. He wants a way to express his appreciation for me,
yep,
and in a certain way, not preparing that for him it kind of rips him off. It kind of rips him off. Like
yeah,
he wants to be, connecting with me in a way that like acknowledges something for me, and I don't need his money exactly. And I'm, I say that with all awareness of my privilege and luck and all
sure.
of that, all humility about that. Um, but I got over my weirdness about having a tip jar out when I realized that people want a tip. They feel weird when there's not a way for them to. Um,
Yeah, I mean, we have gone back and forth about that with like private events, but a friend of mine, a friend of the pod actually, Jeff from the Riot, was like, "You're leaving money on the table,"
yes,
and we've talked about this before,
yes,
but the argument for and against it is kind of the same from both ends.
mm,
Because the argument for not doing that is that, well, the client paid good money for you to come to their
yep,
space or their party
right,
to play the event. However, their guest didn't pay anything, and they're kind of in the same boat that your guy is, that they're there
yeah,
and somebody else, footed the bill and maybe they want to show their appreciation. I mean, we've just kind of come to the mindset that we'll put one out until somebody asks us to put it away.
right.
And if I'm being perfectly honest, it's never happened.
Nobody ever has, right?
Nope,
There you
not
go.
once.
There you go.
So, and sometimes we make money and sometimes we don't.
Sure.
And that is what it is.
Yep, totally. So this is kind of like that. If for you, it's an important thing in your heart to express your appreciation, but you are more than welcome to, and totally not expected or needed.
Yep. So, yeah, it's just a virtual tip jar,
Yep,
just like anything else.
just like anything else.
100%. Well, very cool.
Now you have something cool coming up.
So this literally just kind of happened over the past couple of days, and fell. I wouldn't say it fell into my lap, because if anything, I pulled it into my lap.
Cool, good job.
Um, so here's the story. Um, a lot of people playing stuff on social media, and one of them is a guy that I became friends with through playing at churches. He owns a studio south of town. Just a super cool, really talented engineer and musician. Um, and I was just scrolling through, the Cover Band Confidential account, and there was a video of him playing the outro solo to "I Believe in a Thing Called Love,"
Hmm,
and I just DM'd him. I was like, straight up, "You finish that song, I'll sing on it." And he literally, like, he
nice.
was like, "Wait, so who's playing on this?" Like, it wasn't even like like I, you because sometimes you DM somebody just kind of like just for the hell of it.
Right.
But he was like ready to go. Now, the the upside for that connection is that his studio was a studio that a guy named, I don't there, there's a YouTube guy named Cooper Drummer, if you've never heard of
I
him.
have it.
Um, he's a very prominent YouTube musician, and is a drummer, and he's based in the Atlanta area. Um, and when he sent me back, he was like, "Well, who do you want? Who do you think should play on it?" I was like, "Well, is Cooper available?" And he goes, "Let me ask." And so he texted him, and he's like, "Yeah, Cooper's in."
Cool.
So that started it, and then I reached out to my friend Cooper Carter, who we interviewed a couple of months
Right.
back.
Right.
I was like, "Hey, do you want to play one of the mid roll guitar solo?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it."
Sweet.
So this has turned from something that was kind of like, not a big thing into kind of a big collabo kind of situation.
So awesome.
Um, I'm looking this up real quick. Yeah, Cooper Drummer has 2.47 million subscribers.
Okay. That'll
So
work.
this is kind of a if we get this whole thing put together, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And he will post it. He already said he posted it on his pages and stuff. So, um, but now I've got like a bunch of work to do
Right.
because my task was rhythm guitar, all vocals, and then also there's like a little key interlude that I've got to like map out on that keytar.
Mm,
So I'm doing a lot of stuff,
that's good.
wearing a lot of hats.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of part of the reason why I was like, well, I'll get this cool console sounding thing, as a way to kind of zhuzh my sound
Yeah. Yeah.
as it's being mixed by somebody else. And it was just kind of a cool situation where um I guess talent met opportunity.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good.
And so maybe it'll be a big
Well,
deal, maybe it won't
I
be.
mean, the other thing is you reached out and had the idea for who you wanted on it, and you know, well, things do sometimes just work out, but they work out a lot more often when you make them work out.
Well, and that's why I said like it didn't fall into my lap.
Right.
I pulled it into my
Totally.
lap, but it was a situation where I saw something. I believe "Nothing You Call Love" has been one of those songs that just kind of like is just it's one of those things that I know that I can do well.
Hmm.
Um, and it's a song that I've almost every single band that I've ever been in since that song's been released has played because it is a thing that I can do.
Right.
Every single one of you has got like a song that's like I I got this,
Yeah.
and I've got it in a way that other people don't.
Right.
And that's just one that song is that for me.
Cool.
So yeah,
Awesome.
it,
When do you get started
yeah.
on it?
I was waiting to see if the drum. I think the drums have already been laid
Mhm.
down. I was waiting for some stems. I mean, technically, I don't need them because I know what the tempo is, so I could just start laying down rhythm guitar, and then um, for the people who saw the video that I posted this afternoon, it
Yeah.
was the mid roll solo 2, I believe, in a thing called Love. So it's been on the brain. Um, so yeah, I'll probably start working on that this week. Cooper Carter give me kind of like a 2 week window, so we'll see about that, and I'll kind of just start getting to it,
It's fun.
as they say.
It's really fun.
And then to bring it back to members only, Chris, who is one of our bass subs, is also friends with that studio guy, and he's like, "You think Chris would play bass?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." And Chris is a very talented bass player, so that'll be fun.
Cool.
So it's an opportunity to make music with people that I wouldn't normally get to sit in a room with, which kind of makes the whole YouTube online collaboration thing super super cool.
Yeah, it's
So
awesome. It's
very
awesome.
excited.
It's awesome. The Lincolns have been talking about doing something like that, and we've just been talking. We haven't done anything, but I think the place to start would be with one of our tracked songs where we already know it really well, and we have a click we can all record to.
Yep.
So maybe I'll one of these weeks we can talk about how we've accomplished that.
Oh, and also the My Sharona video
Right.
finally got posted.
Yeah, it was nice.
Um, that one was just kind of kind of like a passing idea um, we just finally just got around to putting out.
Yep.
It went. I mean, the numbers were really pretty solid on it. As far as viewership and sharing and that kind of thing, it's north of 3,000 plays at this point across all of the channels that we put it on.
Cool.
Um, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
that's
that's
good.
really all one could hope for.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I've
Yeah.
been, putting out these weekly variety show things where I bring on a guest and do a live stream very much like this. And last week had Jeff Wall,
Yeah,
Big Dumb Hick, and he's
and that
great.
was cross-posted on our
It
accounts as
was. I
well,
cross
and
posted all
got
over
to
the
sit
place,
in for it for a bit.
all over the place. Yeah, I need to work on. Zoom has very aggressive sound control, noise cancellation stuff happening there. The noise gate on it is really high, and then everything above it is super compressed. So it's like either full bang coming out of the guitar or nothing
Yeah.
at all. And so there is a way to turn that off. Um, in fact, up in your top left corner of your window, you should have a thing that's about turn on or off original sound. I think I had that set up on the Zoom channel that we're on right now. Do you see anything about that?
I see something that says automatically adjust microphone volume. Um,
Original sound is what they call just the mic input without any of their compression and weirdness. And
Interesting.
I need to figure out how to. You have to configure your Zoom account so that function's available to the person you're. Oh, it's a whole thing, and then train them how to turn it on,
Yeah.
which is probably about as hard. And so I'm working on that. I don't know. I may have a breakthrough here and have better sound. Although, full disclosure for people interested in the live streaming thing, we tried to set up over Skype and use Skype instead of Zoom today, and the audio was terrible.
Yeah, it just wasn't great.
Yeah, although that might have been that I didn't know how to use my mic yet.
Also that.
So we'll see. We'll
Who
see.
knows?
Yeah.
I'm messing with my hair, which, normally wouldn't matter,
But our
but,
audio listeners don't know or care, so
I know. But I'm looking at myself doing it and I'm going, you.
you're sitting in Bob's Burgers.
I mean, I can sit elsewhere, but
But
that's
again, it
where I
would just
chose.
irritate our audio listeners because they can't see your background change,
Exactly.
despite being in Pee Wee's Playhouse all of a sudden.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Zoom's fun. It has been, I would say, a value add to the whole conversation.
Well, indeed, to the culture at this moment, Zoom has taken off in a way that's pretty intense.
That being said, in order to use my phone as a camera, I did have to jump back a couple generations of Zooms, which is probably not great because of their whole security situation.
Right.
So there are people in China that are definitely listening to us have this conversation. I don't think they're getting anything out of it, but
I don't know. There may be cover bands in China. Surely there are.
oh,
There have to
surely,
be cover bands in China.
yeah. I don't, yeah. You were 100% right.
My drummer Tony travels a lot for work. He goes to Asia and Europe and stuff, and he has a challenge he sets for the salespeople in his company to get him on stage. Like when they go out for like a company
Yeah.
thing and there's a live band, like, all right, sell me to the band, get me on stage. He's an amazing drummer. And so we have video of him playing with like random street bar bands in, Vietnam, or it's pretty good.
Well, and that was a conversation that came up on the Facebook group this week was, have you ever had a situation, because I posted that meme with Wes Scantlin on it that was like, hey, my boyfriend plays music, and it's and for those of you who haven't been keeping up with that whole thing, Puddle of Mud did like some Sirius XM deal where they played an acoustic version of About a Girl by Nirvana, and let's just say he was having a hard time vocally. I don't know when that was shot. It could have been at like 6 in the morning.
Right.
There could have been many reasons. Like we've all had bad performances.
And Nirvana's tough.
Yeah, I mean it isn't easy. And he's kind of made his whole nut off of kind of sounding like Kurt Cobain.
Right.
That's kind of been what he models himself after. So one of two things happened. He either had a bad day or a bad morning, or he has been doing that so long that he's completely, destroyed his voice.
Right.
Either one is probable, but the conversation about that was, well, how many times has that happened versus like somebody has said, "Oh, I do this and let me come up," and then they're really really great.
Right.
And the general consensus is not terribly often. Because here's the thing, people like us, when they go and see bands, we're fine.
We're fine. We don't need to be up there.
Fine.
No, we don't need to. Yeah. Yeah.
That doesn't. I I don't necessarily have to go in and go, "Oh, I could do that," but, like, no. Let them do whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here, I'm a civilian, like, I don't
Yeah.
need this.
Well, and I don't really want any incursions on my show, so why would I assert myself on theirs, right? Like
Yeah,
it's just not, which makes me think that anyone who wants to do that is probably not a professional, and
exactly.
that's makes the assertion that they are really good a
Yeah.
question.
So I was, I I actually have an example of both of those things happening at the exact same time.
Oh, all right.
So here's the deal. A couple of years back, when I was still working with the Yacht Rock guys, we played a wedding right outside of my town, and I'm sorry, the the groom was a drummer
Hmm.
with another guy who was a guest of the at the wedding,
Okay.
who happened to be Kim Ballard, who is the current keyboard player for Elton John.
Huh. Wow.
So once we found out that that was happening, we added a couple of Elton John songs. We did "Little Genie,"
Sure.
which is such a great song, and a couple of others. And at some point in the evening, Kim played and Kim played keys, and the guy played drums. And what we were dealing with was a very seasoned, super professional keyboard player,
Right.
and that guy on drums
At his own wedding.
at his own wedding,
Yeah.
which is, he paid for it,
Yeah.
totally within his right to
Sure.
do that.
Yeah.
And we played like Mustang Sally and a couple of other just that kind of standard stuff. Um, but I'll say this: Kim Ballard is a super talented musician and a 100% like nice guy.
Cool.
I actually still have his number in my phone. Like, we hung out afterwards. I have a picture of me. I will not post it. We had many Chardonnays at that
Mm.
point. But he was super nice, and it was very nice of him to offer his phone number to me. I would never in a million years call him, because I would not impose on a person like that. But it's kind of cool to be like, yeah, here it is.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. Adam Moskowitz just jumped in and said, sit-ins can be super fun, but probably more so in a jam/improvisational
For
setting.
sure.
So yeah.
For sure.
Cover bands from the Philippines are next level. Used to see them all over Hong Kong. Very cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's you're more times than not, it's going to be less of column B and more of column A.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Hey, I dig having some live feedback from listeners as we're
Yeah.
doing this. That's fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's enough to kind of like, pop in
Yeah.
and then pop back
Just
out.
some real time
We don't
commentary.
have any like edge lords telling us that we look fat and old.
Like we did last time.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we are fat and we are old, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
come
no,
on.
look, they're not wrong. It's
Like,
just rude to point it out.
I know that. Okay.
It's rude to point it out is the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man.
Cool.
Well, I think that was great.
Me too. Me too.
But it's probably time to wrap it up.
Yeah. Hit the trail. Hit the
I mean, I'm gonna go upstairs.
ejector switch.
Yeah, just hit the release valve. I'm gonna go upstairs and go to bed.
Plan.
That's my short term plan.
I like it.
Very good.
Very good.
Well, guys, thanks again for tuning in. This is episode 99.
99. Oh, and it's not special in any way because 100 is not the next episode.
It's not. So for those of you who didn't listen last week, we are going from episode 99 to episode 101.
We'll come back to 100 when the season is right.
When the time is right.
Yeah.
And it will I hope we're not overselling the whole prospect of that.
Well,
but
we're gonna have to make sure it's really awesome.
I got
Yeah.
no pressure though.
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be good. We can do it. But we're just not doing it now. We're just not. No. We're gonna wait until the world is in a better mood.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you so much for your continued support. Do all the things that we're about to do in our little post roll, but it's going to do it for us for this week. From Atlanta, Georgia, I am Adam Johnson.
From Greensboro, North Carolina, I'm Dan Ray.
You've been listening to the Cover Band Confidential Podcast, episode 99, dude. 99. Have a good week, guys.
Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning into our podcast. If you want to help us, be sure to share us with your friends, follow us on social media, and if you haven't already, please leave a review for us on the podcast platform of your choice. Facebook.com/CoverbandConfidential, Instagram @CoverbandConfidential, and Twitter @CoverbandConfid. If you have any questions, please email us at coverbandconfidential@gmail.com and consider supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/CoverbandConfidential. And for more info, check out www.coverbandconfidential.com.